Strange, different, and very difficult to talk about were the three thoughts that popped into my head as I sat down to write the script. Disillusion ST is a 2024 release by Rig, a member of the Agora Rude Macintosh Cafe forums. It draws clear inspirations from old dungeon crawlers and LSD Dream Emulator, creating a surreal experience difficult to parse any meaningful themes from. While being most well known for this mime lady that everyone wants to bang, it has a very small amount of structured content surrounding it. This is for a few reasons I intend to touch on towards the end of this video. This all being said, I wish you to join me in exploring Disillusion ST. Disillusion ST is a game about hell, memories, and free will. You're placed in the Naraka, the Hindu interpretation of hell, and are given a task. You are to assist in the construction of a great spire, a tower whose express purpose is helping those in the Naraka reach nirvana, a state of complete understanding, allowing for an escape of the endless death and rebirth they're subject to. You do this by collecting a special set of objects which are tied to the memories of the denizens forced to mindlessly wander the Naraka. Now, there's 18 of these items, and these are all locked behind several convoluted chains of events. These can range from talking with different characters to visiting different locations. It would just take me hours to go through each and every one of them. However, for a taste of how Disillusion is structured, allow me to just pick one of these and show you its corresponding quest chain. While wandering the Naraka, you'll speak to many NPCs, often giving you opportunity to interject and give opinions. Speaking kindly of others will raise a hidden karma factor. After leaving karmic debt, a character will appear to you, Himiko. You come across as a gentle soul, and spirits seem to be fond of you. Perhaps it's a sign of good fortune, or some sort of positive connection. Such a quality is quite rare these days, and I must admit, I've been feeling rather concerned. I understand you have the ability to access memories. Is that correct? There exists a sprawling city, a grim and repulsive fusion of metal serving as a dwelling for many demons. The structures are erected atop pre-existing memories, erasing what once existed. The expansion of such a city and the obliteration of the past deeply trouble me. For those who cling to their past, memories serve as the bedrock that keeps them rooted in place. Furthermore, memories serve as a sanctuary for the divine like Melpomene. I'm aware that you're already on a mission to erect the tower as a beacon for the Bodhi tree, but I must request that in your journeys, you investigate the city to find a way to halt its growth. I apologize for my lengthy ramble. I promise that the next time we meet will be more worth your time. She gives you a nod. Speaking with her for a second time, you're invited into her home. You've been brought to my home, where you may find rest. I nearly forgot to introduce myself. My name is Himiko. I suppose I owe you this respite after burdening you with my requests and concerns. Though it seems you don't engage in conversation much, do you? I like to listen. Indeed, being a good listener is not a bad trait to possess. Well, while you rest, feel free to ask me any questions you may have. Do you know Melpomene? Yes, I'm familiar with Melpomene. She used to visit me more often. Perhaps now that you and I are friends, you can bring Melpomene along for a visit. What are you doing in the Naraka? I offer guidance to those in need, particularly those who are in the process of losing themselves. I provide them with a sense of calmness and clarity during the transition from one life to the next. While the Naraka could be confusing, I find solace in having a home to return to at the end of each day. Tell me about yourself. Well, what is there to share about myself? I must admit, I can be quite uneventful. Your quest seems much more intriguing compared to mine. I promise that if anything eventful happens to me, I'll share it with you the next time you visit. You visit a subway and board a train. The smog-choked skies and polluted rivers are a testament to man's unchecked progress. A tragedy of their own making. I hate this place with every fiber of my being. Not much different from the cold industrial hallways of the Naraka, I suppose. There is no sun, no golden hour, no clouds or rain, all suffocated by the monotony of life in this place. You know what the golden hour is, Golem? It refers to a period of time during a sunny day where the sun is close to the horizon. I've never had a chance to witness it. I think we're here. You arrive at the city and see Himiko and go to speak with her. Are you surprised to see me here, Golem? I thought it'd be best to test things out on my own. However, I must admit I'm feeling quite nervous. Why did you come alone? I didn't come alone. I put my faith in you to meet me here. I could feel you coming in a way. Besides, I did ask you to investigate, did I not? So long as we don't upset anyone, we are okay. Isn't this place unsafe? This place is only dangerous to those who like to make exchanges, often trading their lives for lesser. I suppose if we upset the wrong person, we could get into trouble. When you're ready, enter the door here. There is someone who may know of a way to halt expansion of the city. I've no clue if they will tell us anything, however. You enter the room.
Why are you walking in on me? Do we have some business that I don't remember? It's odd. Someone of your kind has never approached me.
I want to halt the city's growth.
Why aren't we essentially raising hell itself? Why would you want to save America? Besides, neither of these will endure indefinitely. Something will always emerge to replace that. Whatever your reasons, I'm not the one to question. You could inquire with Lain. She is one of the original founders. Alternatively, if you can find the means to reach the heart of the city, there is another founder present, a fragment of Lain that broke away and developed into its own, the mother of the city.
You find Himiko again and speak on the concept of premonition. Hi again, Golem. I thought it'd be nice to sit and relax before you truly seek Lilim. I have a question for you. Have you heard of the phenomenon premonition of death? A prediction of one's death? Death premonition refers to the phenomenon where an individual possesses a profound feeling, belief, or intuition that their demise is impending. This sensation may manifest through dreams, intuitions, or inexplicable sensations. Have you ever felt this, Golem? Yes. Explain how this felt. Do you sense it from the past, or as a result of the Naraka? I feel as if my end is being repeated. I suppose that makes sense. You're not a diva, and are already in a state of transition. Perhaps that's why we're so drawn to each other. It is my duty to assist those in a state of transition. My mother used to tell me that the day a yellow asphodel appears here is the day that I will no longer be needed. I do wonder if this has anything to do with you and the tower you're erecting, Golem. Asphodels are often used as symbols of remembrance, mourning, and the passage between life and death. They evoke a sense of the ethereal and transient nature of life. However, these are typically white asphodel. I wonder what the significance of the yellow asphodel has. I don't understand. Follow me outside. Now you see, Golem. This is my death premonition. The tower will aid those in my stead, rendering my role obsolete. I will no longer be needed. You enter a door previously left locked. This is Mel's gray door. I'm fairly certain I know why you're here, and let me preface this, I don't care. You're wasting your time and mine. You doing this for Himiko? Do I even bother? I want to stop the expansion of the city. Yeah, all you do is off the other Lilim. I ain't exactly a fan of my split. Don't you got a tower to build or something? Do you always just do as you're told? Why did you split in two? It ain't cool to answer a question with a question. I split because I got sick of all the negativity in me. I cut out all the lust and greed, left all the leftover bits intact. Had no clue I'd grow a little me or something. Kinda out there, and I've seen some strange stuff. I'm doing this for a friend. I know, the Himiko broad. I ain't fond of her, but if you really are her friend, stop what you're doing. Everything. No tower. Stop visiting the processed world. Just give up. Everyone around you will befall a terrible fate. It ain't your fault. It's that tragic bitch's fault. Make your own choices. It's sad seeing you wander aimlessly like this. I'll say this. The path you're on now, there may be no turning back from real soon. That processed world is going to rust away with or without you, so think over it a bit. You enter the gray door again, and Himiko has entered before you. I've heard it all already. It's very brave to confront me when both of you are so fragile and weak. What did you hope to achieve? That I would yield to your words? You, of all people, should grasp the cost of greed, Golem. Your greed for a rekindled Purusha, aiming to break free from this endless cycle of rebirth. But that dream shall never come true, not with that muse lurking about. Happy endings are not so easy to come by, so cease your search for one, Golem. Once more, you interact with the Grey Door. Hi, Golem. I hope this message finds you well. I had no desire to leave. I worried what would happen if I even did. Though I find myself born again, my place here no different. Rubber soles clapped down upon cement echoed thousands of times over the reverberating large structures. Everyone is going somewhere, yet no one knows where. I have a place here, that much I know. To teach the blind how to see, to teach the deaf how to listen. 1 woman will cry, and 1 million will never see. Hoping for an end is all humans will ever do. An end to the day, an end to tomorrow. An end to strife, an end to being alone. You do this too, no? Please don't build that tower. As I walk amongst the aching crowds of busy people, craned away from eye contact, interchanged, I see little difference between what was and what is now. I walk through hell just as you do, and yet, I love you. I love the birds who collect thistle for their homes, the gentle sway of flowers as they're caressed by a breeze, the children playing amongst white snow after school. And I loved her too. And they loved her too. A door previously left locked is now available for the player to enter. In it lay a gold rose, one of the 18 items needed to construct the tower. Any further attempt to interact with the Grey Door states it feels warm and loving. Now, this was simply one of the 18 unique chains to obtain an item, in this instance, the gold rose. I feel it important to discuss the game's co-protagonist, or protagonist, depending on your perspective, Melpomene, as she acts as the driving force behind DST's story. In Greek mythos, Melpomene is the muse of tragedy, and this is reflected one-to-one in the game. Where Mel goes, tragedy follows. This is a detriment to her, and many of the denizens in the Naraka do not like her because of this. Take, for example, Osamu. Upon speaking with him, you're presented with a vivid and beautiful world, with Mel present. However, he very bluntly tells you that you cannot enter as Mel's brought tragedy upon it, destroying it. The antagonistic role that Mel has taken in the Naraka troubles her quite a bit, becoming a tragedy in and of itself. While Mel herself presents as very sweet, only ever wishing to connect with those in the Naraka, her tragic nature makes this almost impossible, and she ruminates on this quite a bit. Tell me about the nature of tragedy. I had a feeling that you would ask this eventually. It's an important aspect of human culture and storytelling. Through it, we can confront difficult truths about ourselves and the world. We can find a sense of connection and empathy with others who have experienced similar struggles. Tragedy can lead to a greater understanding of ourselves and the world around us, potentially leading to enlightenment. It's a form of storytelling that explores the deepest aspects of human existence. From grief and loss to betrayal and despair, tragedy is a reminder of the fragility in life. It can be uncomfortable to confront those realities. I no longer wish to tell those stories. It's time to tell my own. I know my ramblings may come across as sappy or corny, so take what I say in a different way. Thank you for telling me. I don't want to wallow in self-pity here. We should be on our way. While providing a justification for her role as a muse, it's made very clear that she regrets this quite a lot. Oftentimes you're provided with scenes of Mel's nightmares which show her regret and remorse for what she's previously done. Now, there exist 2 endings to Disillusion ST, and the first is a traditional good ending. This is the standard gameplay loop. You go through and you collect each of the 18 items. After doing so, you can return to the game's hub and interact with the door previously left locked to you. The final steps are upon us, Golem. How does it feel? I don't understand. The Bodhi tree, revered as the pinnacle of contemplation and enlightenment. It stands as a beacon of transcendence in this realm. It's long been veiled, guarded from the prying eyes of those who'd seek to manipulate this world. I suppose we're no different. I wish to bring on change. We shall forge our own sanctuary, a Bodhi tree fortified by the strength of a collective will. A grand tower should stand as a bastion of protection, thus safeguarding the sanctity of our pursuit and the purity of our aspirations. All life will have access to our wonderful tree. The cycle of samsara shattered via atop our tower. We seek those ready to lay down their burdens and find solace beneath our Bodhi tree. Together, we'll help break the cycle of suffering, embracing freedom and peace. Please, make your final preparations. Thank you, Golem, and thank you, Melpomene. It hasn't quite sunk in, has it, that we've truly achieved what we set out to do. I should be happy. A true end, a path to break the cycle within everyone's grasp. I'm committed to overseeing and safeguarding this tower to the best of my abilities. I'll even start my own garden. And if something went wrong, would you help me again? Don't answer that. I don't want to know. I've gathered all those who wish to join us. You should go see them. You go through and converse with a multitude of the game's NPCs, those who wish to join you in the tower and escape samsara. You converse with them and you enter one final door. Time for us to go our separate ways. There will come a time where our paths cross again. I would have never accomplished my goal without you. You won't remember me next we meet, but I will remember you. There will come a time where I am to repay you via a great sacrifice. I won't forget that, even if you do. There also, of course, exists the bad ending. There exists a series of events in the game following Mel and a friend she found, the Glass Companion. The Companion, on several occasions, urges Mel and Golem to cease their efforts on constructing the tower.
Hello, Golem. I come here to think sometimes. I do not agree with your cause. Melpomene seems to believe this will absolve her of her sins. It won't. Only she can forgive herself. She owes nobody but herself. We have spent many a time talking. I know her to be good. I love her.
Arguing can be heard. I don't need you constantly consoling me like I'm some child. I won't just give up on this quest, no matter what. Hey, get away from me. I didn't mean to. What have I done? We should have never met. I can rebuild him. If I could walk away from me, what do you think I would see? Do I deserve what I have coming? Surely that must be it. You should forgive yourself. What I should do is stop showing my face around others. Nothing good has come from it. What do you mean? You'll kill me one day, won't you? I've always known it to be true. I don't mind, it's rather karmic. Why would I do that? In the grand scheme of things, this is how it must be. I must die for both you and Chi to be free of the unchained processing of the world. One day, one of you will come for me. That is my fate. I'm scared, but at the very least, that day is still very far away. That much, I'm certain. Please come back. I put you all back together. Pretty soon, I'll have to give up my little umbrella. I'll really miss it. This umbrella brought me the most happiness, hasn't it? The memories I've made with it in my possession. Was the gift the umbrella, or the memories I made with it? I can't say they were all happy memories. A lot of them were happy, weren't they? Now, there exists in the Naraka a stuffed monkey who usually fights you, but on several occasions he'll be able to be spoken with.
Why? I am speaking to you, yes. Why do you desire such abrupt change, Gollum? Do you take joy in the novelty? Have you considered you may even miss this place when you are done? We can't understand. Does a Gollum exist for a muse to use? Are you truly a victim or a puppet like me? If I could walk away from me, what would I see? Have you asked yourself that? If y'all has read a free will, consider my words. Oh my, you caught me being such a sneaky girl. Yes, I'm a girl, in a where there are many of those here.
What are you doing?
Looking for your muse. Since I am too dream to attack you outright. Yes, perhaps I can appeal to your more simple ways of thought. In this world, there are those that believe the cease of all worldly ambitions would be an end to suffering. The answer is not something I concern myself with. For you, well, it's a different story. The ailment, placed on you by the muse of tragedy, it will bar you from this perfect end, forever. The unchained processing of your mind will worsen with each incarnation until you are truly mad. This is what it means to be the Mus's, Gollum. This is why I ponder as to why you would allow yourself to be used by her. Perhaps there's something I'm missing? Do you see that? Yes, look down below us. The muse. She stares at her reflection quite a bit. Why is that? Do you see how vulnerable she is? You could abandon your goal and act in a way to free yourself and leave our home alone. How do you not see how this would benefit us both? You smell of soot and burnt paper.
She appears in the game's main hub when you have most of the main items needed to complete the tower, offering you the final ultimatum.
The moment to strike is now. Take your life back. Free the world from this excess of tragedy.
I'll do it. Just as steel sharpens steel, man sharpens another. The loneliness I witnessed here echoed this message to me. The destruction of aberrant tragedy was destined. Even Melpomene knew this. Seasons may pass us by as we harness the powers she had showed we possess, and as I see a new day in me, I can also show it. I laughed and frolicked in the field with those I had met. All I knew could be shown. I had cut our journey short, not out of spite, but what I think is right. I hope that I may be forgiven, just as I forgave her. misguided efforts be not forgotten by either golems. As her quest for forgiveness ends, we love her, even still. Now, DST has several themes present, surrounded by the noise of the game's many characters. However, the more you speak with, the more you're able to sort of really tune in on it and decompose what DST exactly is about. The most obvious of these is escaping a cycle. In this instance, the cycle is samsara that the denizens of the Naraka find themselves in. Those stuck in the Naraka find themselves aimlessly wandering, slowly going insane and losing their past selves. Some cling on to faint memories of their former lives, many don't. The tower represents a way for them to define themselves anew and form new identities, forever leaving the Naraka. The idea of escaping from the past and creating a new identity is also seen in Melpomene. As the Muse of Tragedy, she's hated almost universally, and sees the tower as a way for her to do a good, and try and see forgiveness not only from the people of the Naraka, but also from herself. Tragically, she commits a slight against Golem while doing so. You play as Golem. A constant theme that comes up in the game time and time again is that of free will. Lilim asks Golem if he only acts as a pawn. The Sock Monkey questions if Golem could do anything but enact Melpomene's will, and Golem himself was born for the express purpose of assisting construction of the tower. It seems very fitting that the good ending is very tragic for him. The Muse of Tragedy herself tells Golem that he will not be allowed to escape samsara, unlike everyone else. The only hint of Golem's fate after the game comes from a conversation towards the end, where we're told Golem is going somewhere else, somewhere alone again. You could easily interpret this as a betrayal from Mel. She constantly assures you that you're not being manipulated, but proceeds to use you to try and seek forgiveness for her own wrongdoings. The tower itself represents a moral incongruity. While it acts as an escape from the Naraka, it's also built on the deceit of Golem, and whether it actually does what it says it does is completely up to your own interpretation of how honest Melpomene is. Mel herself also warrants a lot of discussion. She's a very difficult character to understand, but her motivations seem twofold. It does genuinely seem like she wants better for the people who live in the Naraka, but it also reads like she's trying to use it as an escape from her past, a mechanism to forgive herself. We get the best look at Mel and her motivations from her dream sequences. I suspect that these events are not entirely my own doing. Someone or something has been manipulating me, forcing me to bear the weight of their own misdeeds. And yet, despite this realization, I can't shake the feeling of guilt that consumes me. Have I been a pawn in someone else's game, or am I truly responsible for the suffering that I've witnessed? The answer eludes me, even in my dreams. This segment here is pretty interesting to me, especially with the bear the weight of their own misdeeds bit. It feels like she's projecting what she's doing to Golem on herself in her own dreams. They keep having the same dreams, plagued by visions of tragedy and despair, of wars and pestilence that ravage the land. I see the people weeping, their hearts heavy with grief, and I feel their pain as if it was my own. The weight of their sorrow crushes me, and I am powerless to stop the endless cycle of suffering, a nightmare that haunts me every night, and I'm scared that it will never end. Whether Mel is or isn't honest, ultimately the tower is constructed anyways, with many in the Naraka taking the opportunity to escape samsara. As for what I personally think about Disillusion ST, I think it's good. I really do like this game a lot, and I wish I could have talked more about the different characters, of which there's 136 in the game, because I definitely do have favorites that I couldn't even bring up because of this video's length already. Now, this game is niche. So niche, in fact, that all I could really find is a handful of often unnarrated Let's Plays, many of which not completing the game. Single Analysis, very good video by the way, I've linked it in the description. And also the speedrunner, who, as far as I can tell, is DST's only speedrunner. And this is for a few reasons, I think. First and foremost is that DST is very difficult to play. You're basically just told to collect items, talk to people, and just go out with no real further guidance. Actual progression of the game is usually lengthy. Getting items in Disillusion is usually tied to talking to specific NPCs and going through specific doors. This is fine, but the problem with this is that they spawn randomly. DST has a third ending that I actually couldn't talk about, simply because it all hinged on fighting this one specific NPC 5 times. I spent ages looking for this guy. It got to the point where I had to put on old creepypasta reviews to just not go insane doing it.
So now Chelsea's dead, except she's not really dead because she's had her soul sucked out or some retarded bullshit. And we don't care because not only did the story start off by saying she already died, but we also didn't know a fucking thing about her except that she liked Sonic, much like everyone else.
I spent maybe 4 hours doing this before giving up. I'm a full-time student and I just couldn't put the time in to actually do it. For what it's worth, I'm pretty sure the tower ending is the canon one, so I don't think we're missing much by not talking about it. The progression itself is also very difficult and maybe impossible to figure out without a guide, and even the guide only knew how to activate certain events by going through the game's code. But to be completely honest, I think this is all fine. I feel like we live in a time where games are specifically engineered to get YouTubers and streamers to talk about them. When you play something like DST, it really feels like you're in on a secret, and it's a really cool feeling. It's not something you really get with many games. As far as the gameplay itself goes, I rather like it. Movement just goes like any typical dungeon crawler, but there's this category of items called aids. Each of these inflicts some sort of effect, from teleporting you away from enemies to dealing massive amount of damage to specific ones, or just flat out telling some to leave. They also play these cute little animations along with them, which I find to be really neat. I like them a lot. Combat is pretty unique, relying on turn-based systems with the previously mentioned aids, and weapon progression is completely random. I got lucky and found a good sword towards the start of the game, but I feel like you'll struggle if you don't have this happen to you. Ultimately, I recommend that you go out and play DST. While I may have already spoken on 2 of the endings, I don't think that knowing how this game ends really detracts from the experience. If you liked LSD Dream Emulator, you'll feel really at home here. Like I mentioned previously, there's 136 NPCs in this game, with all of them having unique dialogue, most of them having unique cutscenes, few of them having several. It's a really unique experience, and it's unlike anything I've ever played before. The dev himself has stated that he wanted every playthrough to be random, and I feel like he's done a very good job at this, even if it comes at the price of having pretty scuffed progression. Your playthrough will most certainly be completely different from someone else's. Many get items in different orders, many find completely different NPCs, some get weird third endings that are difficult to get. Just generally speaking, I recommend you play with a guide, as I don't think you're going to have a very easy time without one. Thank you for watching. If you made it this far, it's clear that you don't mind content like this. I plan to put out more videos in this same vein, so I recommend clicking that button that every YouTuber tells you to click, and also to leave a comment telling me what you think. I do read all of them. I also have a Discord server, which has members now, so I think you should stop in and say hi to us. And I'd like to cap this off by just saying thank you for the support on the Psychopomp video. I was almost 3 years removed from making a video at the point I published that, and I didn't even expect it to crack 20 views due to algorithm fuckery. As of right now, it's sitting at 4K, which is really insane considering that it's not been out for very long, and the support is really appreciated and pushes me to put out more stuff like it. Thank you for watching.